How's it going, guys? Gold Key here. Just want to make a quick video walking through all the tools and resources I've recently made. So let's dive right in. First, we've got PulseChain Hub. You can find this at pulsechainhub.org. Basically, this is a place for all PulseChain, PulseX, and HEX resources, all the websites, apps, everything in one place. I found this really useful for myself, just being able to find anything. So at the top, we've got the main websites, official telegrams, got all of Richard Hart's links, PulseChain explainer videos, PulseChain guides, PulseChain apps, centralized exchange listings, cross-chain swaps, PulseChain stat sites, asset prices, portfolio trackers. This is a folder with all of the PulseChain digital assets, so PulseX, HEX, Pulse, and Ink. So if you're looking to create any marketing material, highly recommend. It has PNGs and SVGs, so definitely use that. I made just a little Notion doc with all the contract addresses that you might need. The blockchain explorers, got a lot of those. This is the PulseChain Validator Launchpad, PulseChain Press. Here's just quick links to PulseX for swap liquidity providing farms and PulseX pools. Here's PulseX Press and blogs, ranking sites. These are more direct links to ranking site listings, iOS apps, Chrome extensions. And then down here for HEX, we've got HEX explainer videos, HEX dApps. So we've got iCosta Pro and Stake HEX for front ends, and then Maximus for, I actually need to move that to portfolio tracking. But then down here, we've got the HEX stat sites. We've got amazing HEX stat sites, and then just some other tools down here. So again, this is at pulsechainhub.org, and I'm going to be continually updating this as new things come out. So definitely stay tuned, maybe bookmark that. The next tool we've got that Dipcatcher built is PulseCheck. This allows you to input any Ethereum address, and it will provide you with the bridged token address on PulseChain. The forked assets have the same address as Ethereum, but bridged assets are different. So use this tool anytime you want to add assets that you've bridged to your wallet. You can go here, input the Ethereum address, and it will provide you with the bridge token address as well as a link to the block explorer. This is the PulseX Impermanent loss calculator. So there's really two ways to use this. So one way is to look back at past prices. So for example, I pulled PulseX and Pulse prices from a few weeks ago and input those here. And then you can put the current prices and hit calculate. And then you're able to see the percentage of impermanent loss that you would have experienced if you were providing liquidity. You can see if you provided $1,000 of both tokens, how much you would have, as well as if you had provided liquidity, and then just kind of an explainer down here of impermanent loss. Definitely looking at V2 on this, maybe allowing people to select tokens. That would be really cool. Another way you can use this is input the current prices and then project what you think they might be, and you can see what the impermanent loss would be. So another really useful tool. This is HEX Motherboard, and all these links I'll put down in the description. But HEX Motherboard, really I was just trying to learn Dune to try to build dashboards for PulseChain. It's a really powerful site. Unfortunately, it doesn't support PulseChain yet. It only supports Ethereum. So just through learning Dune, I built this HEX Motherboard is what I call it. And so it pulls in from Ethereum and gives you some pretty interesting insights that I haven't seen before, like new wallets, total new wallets. You can see DEX volume here, top 100 trades by estimated profit, top 100 trades by volume, user actions. So this is really interesting around the launch of PulseChain and just seeing people dumping and how much you can see if they dumped all or some, or if they're accumulating, or a new acquirer. This is number of wallets and tokens USD, percent of action by volume of unique users. So, and then down here, these are recent large movements. So another interesting stat. And then down here is stealth money accumulation. So this has to do with people creating new wallets, typically whales, and people create new wallets to purchase and remain untracked. So you can look into this as well. So that is HEX Motherboard. We'll move on to PLS Onramp. This is a front end for Let's Exchange. Just built a onboarding Onramp terminal for people to do cross-chain swaps. So it has both floating rate and fixed rate. And then over here, we do have the Pulse USD chart. And then down here, for people that are new to PulseChain, I just wrote a little bit about what PulseChain is, what PLS is, and about Let's Exchange. Move on to PulseX Prices. I just built this front end. You can definitely use other price tracking platforms like Dex Screener. That's where this is pulling from. I just wanted a clean page to see prices all in one place. This updates about every 15 seconds. So it's basically live prices for all the assets that I like. Maybe at some point I will add the feature to be able to add your own tokens, but just a simple price and then 5-minute, 1 hour, 6 hour, and 24 hour. So again, that's PulseXPrices.com. This is another tool I built called Send It, basically just allowing a simple calculator, allowing people to input the amount of tokens they hold and the current price of the asset, and then how much money they would want to make. And then it gives you what the price would need to be for you to get that amount of money and what that looks like as far as percent gain and multiplier. So from SAC price, if you have 10 million PLS and you want to make $1 million, it needs to get to a penny. I know people want commas in the input field. Trust me, I do too. It's just not that easy to implement in Anvil. So working on that, guys, but I did get commas in the results down here. So hopefully we get commas in the input as well. So PulseChain Spy is another app I built. I think people were a little thrown off by the name. I thought it was clever, but people thought this was like a centralization thing or something, but it's really just a block explorer. So you can pop over to, the block explorer scan.pulsechain.com and you can grab any address and put it in, search it, and what it will pull is the assets that person holds, as well as, well, that one doesn't have any. Let's try this one. So again, this is just pretty much a simple block explorer. One cool feature that I love about this is if we can find an address that has any tokens, is you can actually sort the token transfers by token. So this is a really cool feature. I don't even think Etherscan has this. You have to like search the token and then the address. Here you can just put in an address and see the token transfers for that token. So it shows the time, the ticker, the amount, and then it shows either sent to or received from. And then you can click view transaction and that'll take you to the block explorer. So again, that is pulsechainsspy.anvil.app. Another really cool tool. So this is Hart Richard. Basically, I just wanted to build a place where people can leave testimonials or leave a nice comment for Richard Hart. We got to show the man some love. The guy's put in so much work for this community. And if you go to this site, you'll see how much impact he really has had on people's lives. It's really, really amazing. I'm going to keep sharing this out because I want the whole community to leave something nice. But already we have so many. So shout out to everybody that's already participated in this. This is hartrichard.anvil.app. And you can go ahead and just type in a testimonial and send it. So PulseChain Leagues. This is another kind of block explorer tool, but I shouldn't have closed out the block explorer because we do need an address. Let's grab like an ink address. Holders. Let's grab one of these guys. One of these. So all you do is you copy your address and input it and submit. And it will show you your leagues for PulseChain, PulseX, INC, and HEX. And so you can read a little bit about what these leagues are. They're basically just showing you your ownership of the circulating supply, which I pulled from Coin Paprika. And we've got a little legend down here to see. So if you own more than 1%, you're a whale. If you own more than 0.1%, you're a shark, dolphin, squid. This was definitely inspired by Staker app. Shout out to Steph. Amazing. One thing I do want to note here for the HEX. So typically with leagues, it's based off of T-shares. This is just liquid HEX. A few questions that were raised. Does this pull in from liquidity pools when you're farming? The answer is no. And as well as if you're like staking Pulse and you're validating, it won't show that either. This is simply just liquid tokens that are in your wallet. Yeah, so maybe at some point I'll try to implement a V2 where we try to pull in the token in LP, but for now this is just a simple tool to show you where you stack with your liquid bag. Another feature I might try to implement too is adding multiple wallets, because I do know people have multiple wallets, so that's another feature that I might try to implement with a V2. So that is all the tools that I've built, that we've built at Maximus DAO. Upcoming tool is Pool Party. If you haven't heard, Pool Party is a platform for people to launch and join HEX stake pools. So if you're familiar with Maximus DAO, we launched 5 last year. They're doing really well and earning a lot of HEX. So we're basically building a platform enabling people to launch their own and brand them. So if you want to learn more about this, hexpool.party. We are in the final stages of private testing, just finishing up a few things, and then we will be able to publicly test on PulseChain testnet. And very excited about this. I think it's going to bring a lot of energy back to HEX. It's just going to be a lot of fun. It's going to bring a social aspect to HEX that I really enjoyed last year with Maximus and the Perpetuals. And so, I'm really looking forward to people getting to share that joy of launching their own. So stay tuned for this. And then if you want to find a link to everything we've built, you can go to maximuslabs.anvil.app. And here I've just added everything we went through today with links to go to the products. So I'll be sure to add that to the description as well. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to talk to you soon.